Welcome back to the session of economics for everyone. Last session we discussed about the basic ideas of economics needs and wants, how we lived in a hunter-gatherer society, how we moved to a modern economic system. We ended up saying that it's all about optimum utilization of available resources. We assume the resources are limited and the wants are unlimited, and hence the challenge of economic activity. So, economists call these resources or requirements as means. That is a means of production. They are used for means of production, and these wants as ends, because that's the ultimate ends we want to achieve, consumption to satisfy our wants. Okay, so as we'll discuss in the context of means and ends and means. Ends are nothing but the ultimate wants of goods and services we want to attain to satisfy our requirements. It could be food, it could be shelter, cloth. We no more want to live in a simple food or shelter or clothes. We probably want variety of food. As I told you, pizza or burger, not limited to whatever we get, like hunter-gatherer society. We want to probably live in a better house with better amenities and facilities. So, which means you have a variety of designs available, provided with architects to you. So, hence the wants there also increase. We no more want to live in a simple uh, attire like the hunter gatherers live. We want to wear designer clothes, branded clothes, and very attractive. You got a lot of choice. You go to a shopping mall, any place of purchase of clothes, you get a variety. So that's how it slowly become complicated. Now, services are recreational facilities, entertainment. There are so many such services today available. Okay, so that's a world which we live in. Now, means generally refer to the resources, as I told you, are broadly classified economists as what do you call natural resources and human resources, man-made resources. Now, natural resources include land and other environmental factors, and human resource include our own skill of labor and organization capability, hence called entrepreneurial ability. And in terms of the other means of production, what do you call the beyond natural, human and man-made resource production, it could include machines and probably buildings which themselves are used as a means of production. Economists generally classify these broad resources also into four key factors of production. For example, they are known as the man-made resources or the human. What do you say? The human resources divided into labor and organization ability, entrepreneur, and the natural resources is classified under the land, and the man-made resources classified under machines or building, or what do you call it as capital. Now, what happens here? Capital, in the sense, it could be machine or it could be investment in the modern context. So, basically, the four factors of productions are land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. And they have their own rewards, which we'll discuss detail in some session. Now, they are all utilized as a means of production, various ways to get an input to produce our output. One important characteristics of all these resources is they are not only limited, but they are not only scarce, but they can be put into alternative uses. That's very important to note. Okay, how do you say this? For example, you have a piece of land. How many ways you can use it? The land can be used for maybe building a house, or maybe building a maybe a shopping mall, or maybe raising a factory, or it can be just left for grazing, isn't it? Or you can make a recreational park, you can build a hotel in that. So many things you can vary. So what we are talking here is every resources in economics is limited, scarce. Also, they have alternative uses. So the main challenge in economics, the main crux of all the economic activities is not only scarcity, it is also making a choice. So scarcity and choice makes the central crux of all economic activities. Thank you. We'll meet next time.